Hi guys, Ryan Bailey here, bringing you episode number 17 of the Ball Talk podcast, where today I was joined by Irish singer-songwriter Darren Kiely. Darren gives us an insight into how he has used Instagram and TikTok to advance his musical career. I hope you enjoy.
I can bring this bit then back to the start and I'll have given an introduction as to who you are, but if you want to tell people who you are yourself and tell a bit about yourself.
Well, I'm Darren Kiely. I'm a Irish singer-songwriter, I guess, from Mill Street in County Cork. And yeah, I guess I'm on today because of, I suppose, TikTok and kind of my growth on that in the last month or so. That's where you would have found me, Ryan.
Yeah.
And yeah.
The whole singing songwriting thing, is it something you've been doing from a good young age, or?
Not really. I initially kind of got into music with trad music and stuff, and I would have been playing a lot of that when I was younger. I kind of took up the guitar on my own, I'd say when I was 15 or 16, played a bit of that. And then I guess I decided to take a year out of college last year, and I just happened to meet someone who offered me a gig. I was kind of playing, after nights out back at people's houses, playing a few tunes on the guitar, something, nothing major. And played a gig, and it kind of went from there. I just wrote my first few songs last year, I guess. Yeah, and then obviously I kind of started putting stuff up on Instagram. Started lockdown and kind of just put a bit more into it since then.
Yeah, and with the lockdown, there's been I suppose TikTok has gone crazy altogether, like, as you know yourself, and it's when I say it's easy to get views on it, you can just throw up videos, some will get a decent amount, some will just blow up altogether.
Yeah, it's mad. Like I mean, I wasn't that familiar with it. I would have been when I first came. So I was traveling this year. When I came back initially, I was just throwing up cover songs on Instagram and stuff, and it was great. Like, your friends were kind of sharing it.
Yeah.
And then you could kind of reach more people through that, or you could do a live stream and you could reach a few more people, but nothing crazy. And then I kind of found TikTok and saw people putting up songs and that, so I gave that a go, and it's crazy. Like especially you could it could be a 20-second clip, whereas sometimes you'd have to do a gig for an hour or two, or you'd have to put a bit of time into a cover. It could literally, I think my most viral video took half an hour just between practicing it and just making sure that the video is good. And yeah, it's crazy. Then you get your more followers over to Instagram, and it's kind of it's been mad.
Yeah, and you do the whole I don't know the correct term for it, but it's the sort of loop stuff where you do the few chords on the guitar, and then you might go to the piano and record it all together. That's it. There's a serious amount of skill involved in that, I'd say. Just have the timing right now.
Yeah, I mean I would have always kind of, I guess I would have seen Ed Sheeran a lot when I was younger. I was kind of huge into him, and I would have got a loop pedal when I was probably 16 or 17 starting guitar. So I was always kind of used to that, and I used that when I first played a gig. I was big into using that because I just thought it was cool. But then the piano and stuff, that's kind of new. I've been trying to use it a bit more. The timing, you just get kind of used to it. It's so frustrating at the start, but again, they're probably the harder TikToks to put together, as opposed to just singing them with a guitar or something else.
Yeah, they're cool out now, and even with the whole singing songwriting thing, writing a song, like how do you even start? Like, do you pick a sort of a theme or something, or?
It's hard to, like, it's very hard to. Usually I have maybe a melody or something in my head, or like what I do is I just get the voice memos on my phone, and if something, it could just be any time really. If something pops into my head, I have a melody or a few chords on the guitar, I just start playing, and whatever kind of words come out at that time, or whatever I'm kind of feeling about the song, that's what kind of gets written, if that makes sense. Usually it's trying to find some sort of, I guess, kind of an emotion or some sort of feeling that you can't really it's hard to describe it. So it's hard to describe it, I guess. So you just put words to it and try and describe it in a song or how you're feeling, but you can't really explain the feeling yourself. That's usually what I kind of write songs about.
Like when you get a certain emotion, just the words will come with it naturally.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, that's when I find when you can be most, like, I listen to a lot of kind of pop songs and stuff, and I wouldn't be overly into them because I find a lot of the words don't don't mean a lot in a lot of them, I'd be trying. I mean, some of the melodies I love them. Like, you still love the melody of them, or it's catchy. Like, but try and write something that I can. I guess it's kind of honesty. I guess, yeah. Trying to be as that's where I find it. The better songs will come from.
Yeah, and I suppose with the whole pop songs and that, and there's certain songs that go back to the TikTok. I suppose there's certain songs that you'd hear that have just blown up because of TikTok, and like the charts, like say your top 20, your top 40 charts have just changed completely over the last couple of months now with TikTok. Like,
yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, if you look at the top 10, if you weren't on TikTok, you'd be wondering why. Like, music has changed like hugely. Like, if you were listening, they're not really songs you'd listen to probably for 3 minutes. It is that 30-second clip. Like, I know a few of my videos have been trying to, like, put my own spin on a small bit of a song that I found on TikTok. But it's I guess it's about trying to capture people's attention in a short time. That's the goal, really, I guess.
Yeah, it's weird enough hearing them as well. You'd hear, as you said, 30 seconds or 10 seconds of a song. You'd hear it on the radio, and then you'd hear it like you'd only know one verse of it, and then you'd hear the rest of it. You're like, gee, that sounds awful fucking weird.
Yeah, it's gas. Like, and that song, I think, was one of them meant to be in the Eurovision or something like that. One of the songs for Finland or something this year. Like, and it's I'd never be able to think up of something like that. It is just a bit out there. Like, or even like, I guess The Weekend with Blinding Lights, like, and all the dances that came from that, like,
just blowing up.
It's crazy is how they blow up. Like,
and even old songs coming back and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, it's funny what it's all about trends, really, isn't it? Like, if a trend takes off. I know with the Harry Styles one, there was like watermelons everywhere. Like, people are just putting up loads. It's just it's funny how it can something can take off. Yeah,
it's gas. So in college, you took your year out. What are you studying in college?
So I'm doing physio in UL. So I've just done 3 years of that. So I'm going into final year there in September.
Good stuff. But there's Nisha Leonard in your year.
Wasn't in the year that I took a year out from anyway. I'm not sure.
No, because I know he's doing physio down there. I think, is he going into final year? Or he could be actually, might be the year behind you, and he will be in final year.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know him now yet, but yeah.
Yeah. No, I suppose just on that, your singing career it's obviously gotten bigger with TikTok and Instagram and that now the last few months. Do you want to, can you see music being something that'll be just on the side to, play a few songs here and there, bit of money on the side, or is it something that you can see taking over completely?
That's the $1 million question. Like, that's kind of what goes around in my head a lot of the time, really trying to think. I'm always trying to see myself in 10 years, see what I'll be at. Hard to see. It's hard to see, picture being, a musician being kind of, on a stage, or, being in, say, a place like Tree Arena in your future. But it's not something I'd say no to. It's probably a decision. I mean, I'm going back to finish my degree now. Probably a decision I'll have to, if I'm going to make a go, but probably going to have to make that to finish the degree a bit more. But we'll see how it goes. I mean, I'll just kind of tip away at it now, put in a bit of work, and if it comes good, or if the signs are looking good, I'd probably stick with it.
Yeah, and it's, I suppose it's with the whole lockdown and everything, it's giving you a platform to promote your music and everything, but at the same time, you want to be doing gigs at this time as well, when things are going well.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, gigs are obviously the fun part of it. I probably, if I was playing gigs, I probably wouldn't be setting aside the time, to write as much, or to be putting stuff up on social media, which is really, it's been probably a blessing in disguise, really, all this lockdown. I would never really, if it hadn't happened, would I be on TikTok, and would I be putting stuff up on Instagram? I doubt it. So it's probably been a blessing in disguise, I guess. But yeah, obviously gigs are the fun part. That's where you want to be at, really.
And have you been offered gigs yet? Well, as you were saying, you were doing bits of gigs before the lockdown anyways.
Yeah. So I actually started in Clohessey's bar in Limerick. In I think it was it September, October was my first gig. So I had a couple of gigs there, and I'd one around New Year's as well. Then I went to New York traveling
All right.
for about. I came back in March, so I played gigs there as well. Since I came back, I mean, especially in the last week, I think, because my following's kind of been growing a nice bit in the last couple of weeks. There have been people messaging about playing weddings and playing different functions, and
Good stuff.
just wondering where you're based and stuff like that. Yeah, it's been. But yeah, I'm not thinking about gigs too much, because it's. I guess no one really knows when gigs will be back, but it's, I suppose, about tipping away and trying to reach as many people as possible for the moment.
Yeah, because I was even chatting to, I had DJ Poddy on there 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
and he was saying it's the same with him, just waiting for that green light now to get back, because like even he was saying it's going to be a while before we'll see him back in the stables even.
Yeah, I'd say
just
so.
when
Yeah.
crowds come back and stuff, it's even with the football as well. Football in Ireland, that it's going to be hard to see big crowds and stuff, whether it be for club games or All Irelands or anything.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, even with the All Ireland in December, it's hard to know would they even, be able to have even half capacity or stuff like that.
Yeah, and there's even people saying how it could happen that if there's a breakout, and let's say now if there was a team from South Cork playing North Cork, if one player on the team from South Cork has the virus and then plays the game, and then it's spread around South Cork, around North Cork, people from around at the game and stuff, and then the GA could just shut down again.
That's it. I suppose it's the unknown.
Yeah.
I suppose a lot of it comes back to just, well, obviously for the GA, they're not really, you can't really control it. You're just doing your best to kind of minimize the risks. For me, I guess it's controlling what you can control. And I try not to think about the things like the gigs or what we can't do. I guess just trying to, hopefully TikTok will be there next week and the week after, or on Instagram. So yeah, I'll tip away on that. But when the gigs come back, obviously I hope to be ready and look forward to it.
Exactly, yeah. And even I suppose we're talking a good bit about TikTok now. What do you reckon? Is there a next step for TikTok now? Are they going to surely there's some sort of a change that's going to come into it, that it's just not going to be swiping through videos? Because even saw with Instagram there, they did a kind of, it's probably about 2 years ago now, 3 years ago maybe, they brought in like Instagram stories and stuff, and like you wouldn't know. Surely TikTok are going to change it in some way, keep it fresh, keep it new, like.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of changed. I think it's changing a little bit all the time in terms of the algorithms and what they go on about, and how I guess videos are brought to your For You page, and how each person, I suppose, has their own
preferences.
I suppose their own preferences and things of what content they get shown. I mean, obviously their goal is to have as many people on it for as long as they can and make as much money out of that. So I know they have the TikTok lives and stuff now, where I think TikTok make a good bit of money out of those. I reckon, I mean, the beauty of it is anyone can go viral. That's not really it is possible, I guess, on Instagram and Facebook, but way less so. I think they will start to make it more difficult, I think, to go viral. I reckon there'll be stuff like ads coming in. I don't know, but it'll be kind of hard. I reckon now is kind of, it seems to be the time to try and gain as big a following as you can, and then it's hard to know. But the beauty of it is definitely that anyone could have a video that could get a million views, or
exactly, yeah. Because I must start doing bits. I did the odd bit now on TikTok with this, like small clips of podcasts and stuff. But it's just keeping it repetitive, because there was one video you could have 3,000, you could have 7,000 or 8,000 views on a video, and there was one I put up. It was I think it was just like a preview for, I had Matty Donnelly on there probably 6-7 weeks ago now, but it was only like a 30-second preview, and it's on something like 390k views or something. Well, like,
that's mad, yeah.
Something like that, you're thinking it's only like fucking Matty Donnelly kicking a point, like, and that gets so many views. And then there could be another one then that you put a bit of effort into, and it might get 300.
Yeah, completely flops, like you just don't know.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Yeah, I do the same with that. I mean, my my biggest one so far has just been just me playing guitar and singing. You know, some of them have loads of different kind of sounds, and obviously the loop going as well. Like, and they're
Yeah.
probably a minute long, whereas that one was about 15-20 seconds, and you've a minute of just, you know, focus, and you have the headphones on, the room's getting hot, like you're under pressure trying to get it right, like, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you put that much graft in, it just doesn't come off. But I suppose it's great in terms of feedback in a certain way for everyone. I think if you can see what people relate to and what grabs their attention, it's kind of, I think it's a good feedback tool.
Learning every day from it.
Yeah, and always being kind of you're learning, but you're never gonna figure it out, I don't think.
Yeah. With the Instagram lives and that now, do you have a set schedule that you try and do on every couple of weeks, or do you just?
Yeah. So I started off. So the lockdown, it was around Paddy's Day. I came back and I started putting up a cover every day for 2 weeks on my Instagram, and then I started doing lives. I would say every Tuesday, and I probably kept that up for 4, 5, 6 weeks, and then I just stopped. I just kind of, like, it was kind of it was similar enough stuff coming up, you know, playing the same stuff every week, and I didn't want to. I guess you're trying not to tire anyone out from seeing you all the time either, and when you've nothing, you know, you're creating your own energy. It was grand, but I didn't feel like it was achieving much, I suppose. I probably went live once since then. Maybe, I think my connection is pretty poor up here for Wi-Fi, so I probably dropped off. But I was playing
Same
for
as
a few
here, yeah.
neighbors and stuff. But like, obviously the benefit came from putting up the covers more than the live gigs. But some people did enjoy them as well. Probably should be doing a bit more of them. But yeah, they're a bit of
Yeah, and when you were doing the lives, were there any songs that you were like, you'd see someone pop up, oh, you play this, you're like, not this fucking song again, or do you ever
like
get them moments?
There's obviously like it was actually very handy at the start, because I kind of had a thing where I just had to put up requesting on my story and stuff. People popped in songs, and I actually ended up learning a good few new songs off of that. When you're kind of in the middle of a gig and someone requests something and you're not really sure of it, it's a brave enough move to go and attempt it. So it was handy when I was in the safety of my own house, to be attempting those songs. But yeah, I mean, there's obviously the classic songs that, you know, bees in terms of Irish kind of music, like, would be Wonderwall is another one, obviously. But it's there's a few classics that always get requested, but that's not too bad. It's handy for learning new songs, definitely.
Yeah, and the plan going forward now, I suppose for the future, have you put up any songs on Spotify or anything, or what's the story?
No, not yet. So my cousin, Brian O'Keefe, is a videographer in Limerick, and he did one of my videos. The one actually you shared on the Instagram story was he did that, because he's just across the way. He was just across the way here, so we were kind of quarantining, or, you know, together. But we're going to work on just one of the songs that went kind of viral on TikTok. We're going to work on a YouTube video for that, so I'm getting the YouTube channel going this week. In terms of Spotify, I'm kind of putting it off a bit, I guess. I just want to build a bit of a following before and be sure of I'm still kind of figuring out what my sound is and what I want kind of my sound to be, because you're covering songs for this person, that person, the other person, and you're still kind of trying to figure out what's my sound, and I want to be kind of fully sure, I guess, and fully sure of what song it's probably it'll be an original, like, so I kind of want to be sure of that before I go on Spotify, I guess. Yeah,
spot on. Yeah, so I think that wraps up everything. We had a nice half an hour or so there of a chat. In terms of TikTok, Instagram, all that stuff, I'll have your Instagram handle in the intro, but if people want to search you on Instagram and TikTok, what have they got to look up?
So on Instagram, it's my name, Darren Kiely 24. On TikTok, it's Darren Kiely with an extra Y, I think, because someone has Darren Kiely definitely already. So yeah, that's it on
spot on. And the YouTube then to come in a few weeks as well.
Yeah, I'll be putting that up on my Instagram. I think it's Darren Kiely Music. I think is the YouTube. Yeah.
Perfect.